Hi everybody, this is Scott Sharp with Fretboard Toolbox, and today we're going to look at beginning soloing in the key of C major on the Baritone Ukulele, and I'll show you how to find those notes, and we'll play along with some free chord progressions. So let's get started and I'll show you how it works. Today we're going to use a Fretboard Toolbox Complete Baritone Ukulele book, and we're going to go to the Fretboard Toolbox website, go to Tracks and Tabs and 200 free jam tracks, and we're going to scroll down to the key of C major. And so we're going to be playing all C major progressions today, and we'll go with the Fretboard Toolbox book to the key of C major. So Fretboard Toolbox shows you the chords and the notes that make up the chords and the scales that you use in the different keys for all the major keys, all the relative minor keys, and the blues keys. So today we're just going to focus on the key of C major, and we're going to want to know the C major scale, which is all the notes in white boxes here. Major scales are the notes in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. We're also going to want to know the major pentatonic notes, which is in the underlined notes. So it's in the 1, 2, 3, skip the 4, 5, 6, and skip the 7. So major pentatonic scales are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and they're all underlined in my books. So to get started, what we want to do is try just playing 3 notes. So the cool thing about major pentatonic and major scales is that the first 3 notes, C, D, and E, are in the major scale and the major pentatonic. So when you're just getting started, try just messing with those 3 notes and build a safe space there. So we can play C, D, E, or C, D, E. And so we'll start with that. Then we'll move to the major pentatonic, which will be the underlined notes. So C, D, E, G, A. We may play C, D, E, G, A up here and back to C. And then when we want the whole major scale, we'll play C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So everything I'll do today will be in these white boxes, and it'll either be major or major pentatonic. So let's start with the C major chord progression, and we'll just play the note C, D, E at first, just so you can see that those notes all fit together. So let's try that here. And if you can learn to slide like that, so that's just those 3 notes. Now we'll play C, D, E, G, A. Now the whole major scale. Notice how I keep coming back to this C note, because that's my root. And listen to what happens if I hit a note in the gray boxes here. Nope. Alright, so that's just messing around with just the C major chord. And next we'll play what's called the 1-5-1 progression. And I want you to pay attention to the chords that are being played. So C major is my 1 chord, and G major is my 5. And then I want you to pay attention to the notes that make up those chords, because when you're soloing, you want to kind of target those notes that make up the chord. And so hopefully that will make some sense here when we mess around with this progression. So now when it's on the C major, I'll still be using those same notes, but I want to focus on C's, E's, or G's. And when it goes to the G major, I want to focus on G, B, or D. And again, you can see those notes in white boxes are all the major scale, and the underlines are the major pentatonic. So let's try that one. Now it's on the G and I hit a D. So we're starting with just that C, D, E. Now we'll add the C, we'll add the G and A, and try coming up G, A, C, like this. So I'd pause a lot, and you can open up the jam tracks on a different device and just pause so you can see this fretboard and just try messing around with these jam tracks. Now let's play that same progression, but we'll add the whole major scales. So we'll add the F and the B in and see where we can fit those. And remember, the B is going to sound good over a G chord, and the F is not part of either chord, but we'll still be able to throw it in. So let's try that. There was the F. So it's on the C. Now we'll go to the G. So there I went D, G, B, C. So just trying to see where those notes fit and just messing around, and all the mistakes you make are going to be really critical. They'll be as critical, if not more critical, than the notes you hit that are right. So, and when you hit some really bad ones, take a look and see if they're in these gray boxes, and I'll be willing to bet that they are. So now let's play a 1-4-5 progression. So C, F, G. We'll start with just the C, D, E notes, then we'll play the major pentatonic, then we'll play the whole major scale. So here's C, F, G. I broke my own rule. Okay, only C, D, and E. Now it's on the F. Okay, now we're going to do the whole major pentatonic. I threw in a B there. Now I'll do the whole major scale. So that's the idea there, and we'll play around with some more progressions here, but you can do that just C, D, E on all these progressions, C, D, E, and then you can try the major pentatonic. But if you're just getting started, start with that C, D, E and watch how you can make it work. And then as you get more advanced, work on figuring out where are those chord notes, and then how can I hit those, or how can I target those in my soloing. So let's try a 1-5-4. I forgot, I'm just doing CD. Okay, now the whole major pentatonic. Now the whole major scale. Now we'll mess with the order. All right, that was a 1-5-4. Now we'll play a 1-6-4-5. Now the whole major pentatonic. Now the whole major scale. Now I'm messing with the order. So those are really, really fun to do, and it takes a lot of time. That's why I built these free jam tracks here. So for myself, so I could just work on just messing around with these chord progressions and being able to figure out what can I do with these and how can I make them sound okay. Let's just do one more today. We'll play this 1-6-2-5, and we'll start with just C, D, E. Now it's going to go to the D minor, the 2. Now the whole major pentatonic. major scale. All right, so hopefully you can see that all those notes, like just playing C, D, E, the 1, 2, 3 notes, also playing major pentatonic, C, D, E, G, A, and playing the whole major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, all those work. And then when you're ready to get a little more advanced, we can start talking about what are some rules I can break, and we can learn about this flat third note. So that'd be an E flat over here, or up here in my book, the flat third is an E flat, or throwing in a flat 7 note is a B flat, playing a flat third over an F major chord or the flat 7. So there's all sorts of rules to break, but a great place to start is playing the notes that are in the key. They're called the diatonic notes. Like that's the notes that make up the key, and tons and tons and tons of songs are made from diatonic notes. And then when you know those notes, then you can hear when you're breaking those rules, and then okay, I can play a flat third in any key, or I can play like when I kept doing that 5, 6, 1, like G, A, C, like da da dum. You can play a 5, 6, 1 in any key when you know what those are. So anyways, I hope that that you found something cool there. And if you want to know more about fretboard toolboxes, if you go to the Fretboard Toolbox website and you go to pick your instrument, then you can pick, today we're playing the Baritone Ukulele, but I've got books that are set up just alike for all these different instruments. So when you understand one of my books, you understand all of them. And be sure to check out the Essential versus Complete books. That's the most common question I get asked. And my print and ebook options. And you can see all my Baritone Ukulele videos on YouTube. And if you click Look Inside on any of my books, you can download all of the key of G major pages for free and all the instructions. So you can mess around with it and see if you find it useful. And I've got lots and lots of free tools here that you can mess around with. I've got all those jam tracks and a whole bunch of different keys that you can mess around with. And a couple other books you can pick up, and Theory by Hand book that is pretty wild, and all sorts of things to poke around with. So I hope you found something useful, and I'll be back on more Fretboard Fridays with more videos on more of my favorite instruments.